What do you know about a Trini style stew chicken and dumplings? It's also called brown stew. Let's make it. So to pre-prep the chicken, my daughter washed and cleaned the chicken, then added a little bit of salt and a little bit of all-purpose seasoning, and that was it. Here I'm just adding a little bit of blended green seasoning, and I never skip the ketchup when I am making stew chicken. It kind of helps thicken the sauce and gives it a nice sort of sweetness, which I absolutely love. So I'm adding a little bit of salt, a little bit. Remember, the chicken was lightly seasoned already. And some of my homemade all-purpose spice blend, a good bit. And usually I put onions in here, but I don't have any onions downstairs, and I definitely don't want to go upstairs for any onions right now. So this is celery, or what we call celery, or what a lot of people know as flat leaf parsley, and I'm going to leave this for finishing. So I'm going to set it aside. The stem I'm going to use, and this is some chive or green onions or whatever you call it. I'm just going to give them a chop. So I'm going to add most of it into there. I'm just going to leave back about a third of it. Let me put this on a plate. Now for my pimentos, I'm just going to chop. Beautiful. You can definitely use a food processor to chop your pimentos or your aromatics. Today I'm just feeling to use my knife to hand chop everything. I'm just putting a little bit of that parsley in there. And one thing I absolutely love in my stew chicken is tomatoes. It's definitely optional, but I love tomatoes. There we go, in my stew chicken. This goes right in there. I'm just going to go in with my hands or a spoon, in this case a spoon, and give everything a nice toss. This is literally just one way you can make stew chicken. I think every person, every family, every household has a different way they make or season their stew chicken, but at the end of the day, it's stew chicken, and that's all that matters. My pot goes on the stove, and before it gets hot, I'm going to add some brown sugar into here to caramelize. And so I'm just going to add about 2 tablespoons of sugar, brown sugar, right into there. I like to spread it out evenly. We're going to wait until this becomes nice and melted, and it's going to get dark brown. We don't want it black, we want it nice and dark, and then we'll add the chicken to it. As you can see, it's getting nice and dark in the corner there, and at this point you can just give the pot a nice swirl, or you can mix it with a spoon. It really doesn't matter, at least not to me. I want all the sugar browned nice and evenly. And I think this color is perfect. I don't like my stew chicken too dark, so I'm gonna add my chicken to it now. So when I add my chicken, I'm gonna spread it out evenly. Make sure my stove is not too high and leave it alone. Guys, I remember at 20 years old, I could not make a proper stew chicken. I mean, the flavors were always there, but when it came down to the color, my goodness, my sauce was always brown, but my chicken was white. And I couldn't understand why. Until one day I made stew chicken for my grandmother. So I just dropped the chicken in the pot and I just kept mixing, stirring, mixing, stirring. And then I added water. And she stood there and she looked at me. She looked at me do all the wrong things. And then she said, Sammy, the reason why your chicken is white all the time is because you're not giving it chance to take color. You have to drop it in the pot, spread it out and leave it. And when it takes color, then you turn it and you leave it again. And I was so embarrassed. But here's the thing, I grew up vegan, so I didn't really learn to cook meat until I started eating meat. Okay, chicken is on the stove. Let's move on to our cassava and I'm just gonna peel them. And the skin comes right off. Skin comes right off. I wanna cut them up a little bit though, because I don't want it to strain my blender too much. So Samsters, there are so many different dumpling variations and recipes out there in Trinidad and Tobago and in the Caribbean. And cassava just happens to be what I choose to make today. There is coconut dumplings, cornmeal dumplings, corn dumplings, whole wheat dumplings, seasoned dumplings. Oh my, there are so many different variations. It kind of depends on what's accessible and what you like. So the chicken, got a nice color and I'm just going to turn it so that the color is even. Gosh, that looks delicious. That looks so good. And it smells like the Caribbean. Yummy. Okay. Taste for salt, and it needs no salt. Take a look at that. A lot of people in the Caribbean call this brown stew. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay. Now I'm about to add my water and I'm going to raise the stove. Raise the temperature on the stove. Cover it again. And check back in about 10 minutes. Yes. What I like to do is add a little bit of cornstarch to some water, and this is completely optional. And this is going to make my sauce. Oh yeah, yes. So thick and nice. And because we are having it with dumplings, I want extra sauce because my family loves sauce. Nice. And now to add the rest of our seasonings, and that's just for color and added flavor, by the way. Yummy. Oh my gosh, this is delicious. Yes. And at this point I'm not going to cook it any further. I'm just going to take off the stove and cover it down, and the residual heat is going to just slightly cook those seasonings, but I don't want them overcooked. Yummy. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay. Cover up. Let's move on to the dumplings. I have my water here, my cassava that I'm going to put into the blender. think I'll start off with half. Add some water, just enough, not too much. Cover and blend. Beautiful. Oh, perfectly blended. Let's add the rest. Add some more water, just a little bit to start. If we need more, we can always add more. Beautiful. Let's go again. Pulse. Excellent. I think that's it. Yeah, perfectly blended. So I have a bowl here, and I'm going to add some flour to this. Just a couple cups. Actually, I should add like 2 more, maybe. Maybe 2 more. 2 more. Salt, tiny bit of brown sugar. Mix with my hands, and I'm gonna go in with my cassava puree bit by bit. I'm not gonna go in with all one time, so I'll start with probably that much. And this is not bake you're making, so you don't want a soft dough, you want a stiff dough. So you're gonna have to add the flour, add the liquid or the cassava bit by bit until you get the texture that you want. But if you add too much at the same time, you're gonna end up with really soft dumplings. I do like very soft dumplings, but I don't like very stiff dumplings. Nice. Okay, so I got this piece done. I like to set it aside and work with the rest. Now, if you have cassava puree remaining, you can definitely make a cassava bake or cassava porridge, which is really good. Really good. So we have this piece here that formed a ball. I just like to set it aside, and yes, I am making this. Set it aside. So now I'm just adding all the dough back together and giving it one final knead. And I'm going to allow it to rest for a few minutes, probably just about 5 minutes. And then we're going to come back and roll it out. See how it looks? That's good. That's real good. Let's cover it up. And we'll be back in 5 minutes. I told you all in a previous video, I do not like to roll out dumplings by hand. So I don't. And here we go. Told you all in a previous video as well when I was making dumplings. My bhaji and dumplings recipe. My bhaji and dumplings video. I told you all I do not like very thick dumplings either. You know, now hearing myself, I think I might be a bit picky when it comes to dumplings. And dumplings are so simple, eh? So freaking simple. Just roll it out until I get the desired thickness I want. It's coming off the mat a little bit, that's fine. My counter is always clean. Now I'm just gonna cut the dumplings to the size that I like. Not very small, but I mean, I guess it's a matter of preference. I should warn you, if you're using a pizza cutter, dumplings are not going to be uniform. They're not going to be perfect, but it's completely okay. One thing I can guarantee is that they are going to be delicious. Because why not? Why freaking not? So I grab my 2 here. I'm going to just grab it smaller here since this is so thick. I made it wide by mistake. Okay, I think we can just cut this in 2. Yeah, let's add the dumplings to the pot. The water is boiling. I added a little bit of salt and some brown sugar in there. I like to add brown sugar to my dumpling water. You don't need to. I like to. And just put the dumplings in there. All the dumplings are in. I'm just going to give it a little swirl. I don't like mixing it around because I don't want the dumplings to remain nice and flat as they cook. And as soon as the water starts boiling, it's going to take about 8 minutes. It's going to rise to the top, and that's when you know they are finished. I like to gently remove the dumplings from the boiling water. Put them into a bowl. And sometimes what I like to do is give the dumplings a little rinse in cold water, you know, just so that they stop cooking and to remove the excess starch so that they don't stick up together too much when they cool down. The reason why I don't like using a strainer or colander to throw my dumplings into, because of how thin I like my dumplings. Most times when I pour it out into a strainer or a colander, the dumplings tend to bend and break. Adding a tiny bit of avocado oil around the edges. I like to cover it. Wrong cover. I'll be back. Right cover. So I like to cover it a little bit and just give it a nice little shake around so that everybody gets coated. Oh baby, look at that. Let's plate it up. Well, no, I'm not too crazy for meat, but the sauce, oh yeah. Look at that. Plenty sauce. Let's get into it. I should let you guys know right now, I am a fork person, but when it comes to dumpling, I need a spoon because I need to get all that sauce in there. So move aside, meat. I love you, but the dumpling is always the star of the show for me. Texture is perfect. Soft and slightly chewy. It has that nice chew, but it isn't like rubber. Let's go. So guys, it's time for me to leave you. This was lovely. Now I have to get ready to go pick my kids up from school. So I can't even finish this until I get back, but I will. I hope you enjoyed the video. I am enjoying this meal. I hope you are subscribed so that you don't miss a thing. And I will see you in the next video. Until then, enjoy.